Hello there and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Thrawn's Revenge 3.0 preview playthrough as the Empire of the Hand. This is the third episode being recorded in this stream, so we are probably at this point you've heard some announcements about future content that I won't spoil for the people watching on Twitch, but since we are recording this on Twitch, I will be answering questions from Twitch chat as we go. We survived at Bilbringi last episode and killed Isan Isard, so we're in Era 2 now, which means we lose Thrawn, but we get Soontir Fel. We traded an ISD for a fighter squadron, which I think is super worth. But we're sending Soontir over to this fleet. We're gonna drop this over here. I kind of want to put Soontir in a command ship under the Empire of the Hand, because if you kind of read between the lines in Vision of the Future, it sounds like he's not really in active duty and a fighter at that point anymore. He's more commanding in the kind of way that what's his name, Shea Hublin is, because he talks about how he doesn't want to get a prosthetic eye. I don't know why I said it like that, but so it seems like he may no longer be actively flying. His kids are, but unless it was just about... Oh, I need to turn back the game speed. But that's a possibility.
I copy. Reporting. Heading out, sir.
Let's see.
I got construction complete. Reporting.
We'll grab that, and we'll get a sensor here.
Yes, sir.
There is a whole sensor array up on that hill,
Yes, Commander.
so we'll do that. This is another one of the maps that's been kind of cut down from its original form.
We'll cover you.
Okay, you can drop there.
Keep going.
We'll just drive over all these guys.
Order, sir. Squad, advance.
Alright, we need one up here for defense, and we'll send the 3 on offense up there.
The command. On my way.
You can get up a little bit farther for that. And you just need to get past the path up the hill.
We've secured a build pad.
Reporting.
We've lost a build pad.
Move out.
It'd still probably be nice on this map to have another access point to the base, because having maps that are just fully straight lines is less interesting. But it's still, for a map that, like, for how simple it is, it's still a decent map.
Moving into position.
I usually enjoy playing on this one, especially with the cut down size.
Right away.
We've secured a build pad.
Form up.
Alright, let's get up here. Now we are ready to assault this field base. They missed everything.
Build pad.
Affirmative, sir. Order. Acknowledged.
We've secured an abandoned sensor array.
Alright, these are the easiest structure, like possibly the easiest planet to take on ground right now.
Underway.
It's
Sir.
an HV gun and a tax facility, so no garrisons to worry about.
Bombing run available.
Ready. Moving out. Yes, Commander. Commencing bombing run. Yes, Commander. Moving to position. Firing at will. Commencing attack.
I guess we'll just go over here.
Attacking target. Fire at will. Attacking. Heading out.
Alright, try to stay back a bit. What do they have? Oh, they do have some jump troopers there. So we have to be a little bit careful.
Bombardment available.
Ready to receive orders. Targeting.
There, can you just shoot that? Hit those.
T4P ready.
We got one more round off there. There we go.
All out troops. Targeting.
Now we can go and kill these guys. Jump troopers are still super messy.
Attack run.
Bob actually made some new models for that. I think those are going to be some of the last infantry reworks that make it into the 3.0 build, is making jump troopers less stupid. We got you in core.
System conquered.
We're going to go up to Oraco. Get you guys there. And I guess if... Oh yeah, you can't do double HV guns anymore. Forgot about that. So let's see. We are going to be building up new stuff here. All right, this is the secular and the ISD that escaped last time.
The enemy has been spotted.
This time we have a Pathfinder for this battle, so it'll be a little bit easier for us to get in.
Choose your reinforcements.
All right, for Utessa, I'm going to go in on this side.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Arlani's art collection. We do need a really big stick as well, so we can drop you in there, I guess. We also have the skirmish. I think that's Rangers and Steadfast. And Buried Hatchet, and this is for Baggins, I believe. Yep. And then Avalon in the back there.
Coming about. Destroyer here.
There we go.
Copy.
Healing over time is not super useful if you just get immediately shot on. There we go. That should take their shields way down.
I copy.
I'm going to try to take out the Precursor with you. Now that the shields are down on you, I'm going to get the Peltist on there.
Falling out of formation. The lasers are our target. Draw their fire. Attack formation. Go after the stragglers. Regroup for another attack. Star Destroyer standing by. I'm on them. Stay in formation.
Alright, so we'll just focus on getting the engines down in the secular, just in case they leave,
Yes, coming around.
because I think that's likely to start happening.
Excellent shot.
And if you guys just want to chase down the Precursor, it's probably a little bit dangerous. Yeah, that's too dangerous. That's being cruel. Go do that.
Star Cruiser here.
Get back there. Okay, you're not going to be able to heal tank.
Star Cruiser standing intercepting.
Almost.
I'm on them. Stay in formation.
Yeah, fall back all you want.
Enemies in range.
It's all going to be dead.
Target locked. Awaiting your orders. Eliminating target.
There we go. We lost Avalon and Furrow Baggins there. Probably shouldn't have. Sirius is asking if the AI is on Cruel. It is on Cruel. Go to invade Wilbringy. Come on. How many times can you do this? Thrawn, you can't just take our information and then use it against us. Whose team are you on? We need more infantry. We need more air strikers for sure.
Constructing unit.
We have nothing here. So I'll just retreat. I won't cheese it. Because technically, we could do this. One of the many reasons that we're not sticking with this system. There's too many edge cases for us to have to script way too much weird shit around. We are unfortunately at the point where like a lot of the stuff that was being previewed in this build is not necessarily valid anymore. So it's really just the Empire of the Hand units that are relevant. But let's see. It's too bad we won't have any aerial defense, but let's see if there actually are any any structures here. Alright, let's pull up there. What are you shooting at? Oh, I guess that. So I don't think they have any structures here. But it's hard to say. Well, I mean, other than the civilians that I'm destroying. Clearly they have those. Got a lat there. Yeah, they don't have any structures here. So let's get one of you back there. Anyone that can heal, get back here. They have civilians nearby, so we can't capture the turbo laser turret just yet. See a defo? There we go. No, we capture that.
What do I get to blow up? Open fire.
God, the fact that they have this turbo laser and we were never able to capture it is really not helpful. Come on. God damn it. I really wanted this. Can we just kill these guys, please? Now can I have this? God, I can't even get that jump trooper. That's annoying. Alright, get back there. We need this to heal. Oh, and they have an artillery piece too.
Tactical situation unstable.
Shit.
Retreat suggested.
That turret getting fucking held by the jump trooper that we couldn't target just fucked us there. It's annoying. Because they have like nothing here.
Departure set.
Assault tank reporting for duty.
Tactical battle imminent.
Bringy planetary battle. Yeah. No, not with 4 of those.
System lost. Tactical battle imminent.
We've got him. Send reinforcements.
At some point, we'll just have to stop letting the Empire live.
Choose your reinforcements.
But a lot of these ground units we can just take out now.
Right away.
What do you need, sir?
Right, taking out the vast majority of their
Awaiting your command.
Aerith 2 heroes.
Targeting
Turn on that.
firepower.
No retreat for you. And then we're going to do the same to Dorja.
They're coming in quick.
Make sure they don't get Farrier in range for some boarding.
Target locked. I'm losing. Our target priority is the laser cannons. Commander, they're hitting us. Reporting in. Fire at will. Where'd he go? Roger that. The lasers are our target. I copy. The primary target is the ion cannons.
Alright, they're not getting out of here.
What do you need, sir? All batteries fire on the target.
Kill Farrier. There we go. Finish you off.
Form up.
The enemy has been defeated.
There. Sucks that they got the planet. Like, if we'd been a couple seconds faster, they wouldn't have Bill Bringy. But there's only one AT-AT on the ground there, I think.
Assault tank reporting for duty.
Rocco.
Underway. Reporting.
Constructing unit.
No, we want that. We want that. We want that.
Reporting for duty.
Unit.
We going for Yavin. You guys, I guess we do need to reset this to go for Telos.
Coming around.
Construction complete.
No, we don't need to send any more over there because
Right away.
we're just going to Araco with these.
Underway.
There shouldn't be anything in space there.
Imminent.
Ah! That's a lot.
Inbound.
Well,
Choose your reinforcements.
I think we can do this. Just think of whether it's worth it to close off the access to Yavin, and I think it is. So we'll do this.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Stop letting them build up Telos. Hello, Epix. Yes, I am the lead developer of the mod. Didn't make it alone, but I'm involved in it.
Destroyer here. Attacking. speed.
So let's try to take out this Lucre Hulk first. I might use this phalanx to kind of kill some of the smaller stuff.
They've got us targeted. Reporting. Coming around.
No, what are you doing? Here, bring it around there.
Where are you? I copy. Nowhere to run. Yes, sir. All fighters attack. Watch him. He's
Okay,
coming around.
blow them all up.
Commander.
Heavy destroyer stands ready. Destroy those weapons.
Returning to your position.
And let's go for the invincible next.
I got one.
So we're gonna want to kill some of these guys. The galleons are quite strong with the healing.
Coming back around for another run.
And that Rakusin will be a pretty easy target as well. Yeah, we'll keep focusing on that. And I'm gonna bring in this phalanx from the side. So stop turning away.
Star Destroyer standing by. Fire. Intercepting.
There, kill that one if you can.
Regroup for another attack.
Nope, you can just stop there if that's how you're gonna be.
Quick.
And I guess we're gonna have the Syndics on this invincible. The Lucre Hulk's turning around. We've taken out a lot of the heavier weapons on the back, or at least on the port side. Starboard side is pretty well armed still. Nope, don't Empire at War this. James Grant's asking, what's the strongest Empire of the Handship? So offensively, the Phalanx is. Defensively, the Intigo is. Like, it's possible that the Intigo has slightly better offensive stats than the Phalanx does, but like per credit value, the Phalanx is more offensively oriented of the two. But those are the two best ships overall. All right, we need to pull you out of range.
Formation. Excellent shot.
Same with you. This is getting a bit too far up. Like, come on, this is just the pathfinding is lovely. All right, Syndics, start moving in a bit more. That's really not moving in. I don't know what you thought that was.
I got one. Locking on. Quick.
Jesus.
I got it. I got one.
The pathfinding has just been atrocious in this battle. The pathfinding is almost exclusively responsible for Tundro's death there.
Intercepting. Target locked. Eliminating target. Target.
There, that's better.
Awaiting your command.
Hold you in there.
Excellent shot. Stay in formation. Get behind them.
Pull off this way.
TIE squadron here.
Okay, and we'll start killing the rest of their fighters that are out with our fleet before we engage any heavier structures, because we can get a lot of these,
Commander, they're hitting us.
gladiators.
I'm on them. Where'd he go? Nowhere to run. Coming around. Falling out of formation. I've got them in my sights. Coming back around for another run.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, usually you'll want like if you have like
I got one.
whatever resources you want, you'd probably end up with one or two Intigos as kind of the front line, and then like, you'll notice a lot of our most effective battles in this playthrough have involved an Intigo on the front line, or even two, like the invasion of Entrala, followed up by a Phalanx or three doing a lot of the damage, and then with like Syndics doing some cleanup of frigates on the background and fighter support from Ascendancies, Normoses, a bunch of other ships mixed in, but those kind of being the backbone of your fleet. Those are kind of the strongest Empire of the Hand fleets. You can still get a lot done without an Intigo, but even just in this battle, having the phalanxes stray too close to the Golans has resulted in a lot of damage. Same thing with the ISDs here, where you know what, I gotta, just the paths that it's deciding to take have been really unfortunate. And there's nothing I can really do about that. Alright, we gotta go in on this then, because we're gonna lose Dagon.
He's about to be destroyed. He's headed your direction. All enemy craft.
Star Destroyer comms open.
Taking fire.
Calculating jump to light speed.
Commander, they're hitting us.
Gotta back off so we can reform our forces a bit. We lost so much just to fucking stupid ass pathfinding there.
Assault tank reporting for duty.
Alright, and we'll get these guys ready for
Tactical battle imminent.
this. Alright, I'm gonna stop trying to build that that Odo on Bilbringi, obviously. We're gonna get Ascendancy Warlord Star, Tundro, and Lockmaw on TV back. We can get a shipyard there. Here in Oxilla, we'll get a shipyard as well. Do we have any of these other places with a shipyard already? No. So we'll get a shipyard here as well. Because we've had to get refunds on a lot of stations at Bilbringi, like twice already. That's where a lot of our credits came from.
Tactical battle imminent.
But we should be able to invade Morocco a lot more effectively now. They don't have any structures still.
Awaiting orders.
Choose your reinforcements.
Course plotted. Adjusting navigator.
Spreading out. Fire at will. Right away, sir.
Please let me just capture it. I think we need to remove these 3 civilian structures here. Like, this is supposed to be here to stop rushes on this map. Well, technically Rogue has already extended the map out this way, so you start over on this side more, which definitely helps. But while this map was in this form, we should have made it so that these structures weren't here, because like the turbo lasers are meant to stop the initial base rushes, but just the way the map is set up with the civilians, it makes it so that the Empire has this turbo laser at all times.
Reporting. Order acknowledged. Will assist you.
Ugh. There we go. Let's get out of here. Any plans on the addition of a Mandalorian faction, even if it's just Mandalore, maybe Concord done? The Mandalorians are really tiny at this point, and there's a limit of factions in Empire at War. So even if we wanted to do that, there's no faction that's worth replacing with them, or replacing for them. So that isn't a thing that we'd be doing here. They would be playable in Revan's Revenge, though. We're gonna have to retreat again, aren't we? There. There. We win. Didn't want to come back.
We've secured control achieved.
Building started.
We wouldn't want to use a prop switcher to switch affiliation to the invader for that Rhino. Switching civilian affiliation to the invader just for something like that doesn't make much sense for the mechanic. Like, it makes more sense in that situation to just get rid of those structures rather than trying to find a gimmicky way to give them to a faction. Whiskey saying, but Mandalorians are in the game as NPCs, so one can theoretically get Crusaders and Catalbis. You can get that by having high influence on Mandalore, yes. And by boarding the Mandalorian starting forces. Can we take the Golem like that? I think we can, but they have a Lucre Hulk or two there still. Because we didn't end up killing that.
Right away, sir. On the way. En route.
Oh, when you said could have them all as props or swap the side Civ spawner with the prop version, that made it sound like you were suggesting two different things there.
Moving to coordinates. Underway.
Tactical battle imminent.
Alright, so we can move over to Yavin with this.
T2B.
Or Meridoon from Yavin.
Tactical battle.
They're going to invade Cowron as well. So let's defend that.
We're moving out.
Tactical battle imminent. Tactical battle imminent.
Alright, let's see if we can hold Cowron like this. Maybe we'll be able to take Bilbringi back.
We've come across enemy units.
The Crusaders don't have their point defense ability.
Choose your reinforcements.
Or at least they didn't.
Move out.
Destroyer en route. Vector set. Coordinates received.
Copy. I copy. Our target priority is the laser cannons. The lasers are our target.
Decoding your transmission.
Open fire.
I mean, we didn't really lose anything at Bilbringi. They just invaded while we were taking Araco and Ninkor.
Squadron standing by. Reporting in.
We've killed Isard here. We've killed all their space heroes here. It just so happened that we left for a second, and so I guess we lost the governor's office. But we're going to take the whole planet back.
Sir. Attacking the lasers.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Attacking target.
There are not currently any plans to let the players build the ground units of Mandalorians,
Reporting in. Our target priority is the laser cannons.
or at least it's not a thing that's in yet.
Yes, Commander.
Ready to receive orders. Firing sequence.
Getting a lock.
Awaiting orders.
Where'd he go? Nowhere to run. Falling out of formation. Fall out.
Awaiting your orders.
Intercepting.
Alright. We should be able to kill these Lucre Hulks. I guess we'll focus on this one with this side.
Stragglers. I've got him. Over here and I'm on them. Shoot him down! Regroup for another
Your
attack.
command, sir.
I'm losing. They're coming in
Commander.
quick.
Engaging.
Crash. Target locked. I got excellent shot.
attack.
Stay in formation. Get behind them. Taking fire.
Reporting in.
I got one. Locking on. Enemies in range. Target locked.
We've got them on scopes.
Alright, can you kill the the recusant?
Nowhere to
Our
run.
primary engine system is down.
Do that.
Eliminating target.
Our launch bay is gone.
Target. Excellent shot.
I'm on them.
Sending stars right here. Firing on the target.
Coming around. Falling out of formation. Draw their fire.
Attack formation.
Firing on my weapon system.
And there.
They've got us targeted.
Sights.
Where's our cover?
Back around for another run.
Form up.
I got one.
How about a little
Alright, now pull out.
Under attack. They're coming in quick. More enemy craft.
Destroy their turbo lasers.
Destroyer here.
I've detected.
All batteries.
Getting a lock. Locking on. Intercepting.
Our lasers are destroyed.
Enemies in range. Target locked.
Rip near is.
Can anyone else see him? Stay in formation.
We lost the iron cannons.
Eliminating target. Get behind them.
Target locked.
Where are you?
Excellent shot.
Sir,
I got one.
I've got him. Take another hit like that. I have them now.
But with this, we should be killing like most of their offensive forces, and that's worth
Where'd he go?
like stopping the CSA from being able to invade more and being able to start our own offensive into that. That's worth near is.
Getting a lock. Target locked. Eliminating target. Intercepting.
Target locked.
All right, engines on you.
Nowhere to run.
Engines on you. And you have one more engine hardpoint there.
Excellent shot.
Stay in formation. Get behind them.
I got one.
Firing on my weapon system.
I have them now. Locking on. Enemies in range.
Okay, now we just kill the recusant.
Target locked. I'm on them. Eliminating target.
All right, I think we have the engines off it. And this was no, that wasn't before then. It was like a year ago. So let's put your fleet onto Telos. We'll move this fleet down to Meridoon. Let's get our ground forces down here so we can try to take Bilbringi before they get a structure built. And Kutrick is already building those. Rosinri, we're gonna get Furrow Baggins back. Defiance, we had a deal. Springhawk, Busted makes me feel good. At Axilla, we will get Trash Compactor, Dread. Who needs katana ships? Never gonna let you down. And Agro Attack Barge. At Tangren, we will get Avalon back. Lil Bopper. Frodo Froyo. SMH Boggle. 37 20 to 1 death ratio. Where do we have another shipyard already? Or Tracy? Yeah. We'll get I sawed this ship in half. Now you speak to Ormos. Or you now speak to Ormos. Sub to my OnlyFans. And we're going to get all of these patron ships built over the next episode or so. But right now the main focus is really just take Bilbringi.
Construction complete. Tactical battle imminent.
Alright, so we'll see if we can do this with Suntir's fleet.
They're over here.
They do still have that Lucre Hulk here. We didn't kill the other one.
Choose your reinforcements.
We have a Peltist, the Black Wolf. We have Vector Prime.
We shall be there shortly.
We have Impetus. We have Fel himself. Jissy Bang Bang. We have Your Call is Important to Us. Backhand of Thrawn and Hand of Regret. As well as Cavalier Fortunate. 2021 Chiss Dreadnought model and Indefatigable.
Destination confirmed. I copy.
Ready to receive orders.
I've got them in my sights. Coming back around.
Here we go.
for Another run.
Getting a lock. Falling out of formation.
By the way, are you guys planning on altering minor hyperspace routes slightly to make playthroughs on 3.0 more diverse? Thought I would personally really like that. I'm not sure what you mean exactly. Like
Coming around.
adding more per map
Formation.
or something else?
Star Destroyer standing by. Star Destroyer reporting in.
Because we typically try to make sure we have both as many as make sense and not enough that it's going to cause a lot of pathfinding issues for the AI, which would be a big source of lag. Because AI pathfinding is a big source of lag in the galactic level. Are different factions getting different shipyards and defense structures like the Golden 3? Shipyard models are universal. Eventually some in like the unknown regions might get different ones. Or like more isolated factions would get different ones. But
Awaiting your command.
like that's not a priority. That's not anywhere near a priority. Because that is like a purely visual thing for something where like it's stand-ins for other stuff anyways. Like shipyards would vary in their appearance planet by planet in universe and wouldn't be as distributed in universe. So we're less concerned about that. Defense structures, again, if a faction, like they're distributed to the factions that use those. So Golans are used by everyone because Golans were essentially used by everyone. The Empire of the Hand is a faction that would have their own and do have their own, other than the Golans, which are standing in for Tychos and the Arrow until we're able to actually make those. But like, we wouldn't be removing the Golans from the Empire, the New Republic, or any of the Imperial factions. And it even the Empire of the Hand would have some access to Golans. So
Intercepting. Enemies in range.
Form up.
the Asserter will come eventually. Could something like the Starhawk be added like the MC-75? Yep, that'd be a good contender for a submod.
More enemy craft.
Target locked. Eliminating target. Taking fire.
Holding fire for maximum effect. Attack.
Right, this needs to die
Where'd he go?
before it starts healing it.
Nowhere to run. Falling out of formation.
Oh, don't go that far in.
Draw their fire.
I copy.
I'm losing. Attack formation. I got it.
Targeting at maximum firepower.
Regroup for another attack.
Reporting.
Alright, keep focusing on these guys. Base game stations. The base game Cardan, the level 5 Cardan, which is the Imperial station, will be used as a defensive option for some of the Imperial factions instead of the Valaduja. Like, some factions will have Valaduja, some will have the Cardan when we have a new model for it. I don't think we'd use the Consortium station for anything, and the New Republic station's also unlikely. Or the Rebel station.
Taking fire. I have them now. I'm on them.
Doman's asking, is all the content shown in the previews, like the New Republic ships, the Meteor battlecruiser, going to come to Thrawn's Revenge altogether? Or are they going to come gradually with small updates? Everything that's been shown in these previews is going to be in 3.0. They're not being split up.
Target locked. Eliminating target. Where'd he go? Target locked.
So everything in this playthrough, everything in the New Republic playthrough, they'll all be in the next update released in 3.0.
Intercepting. I'm on them.
Goldzex asking, any chance a possible submod could just be the Greater Maldruid replaced by the Mandalorians? No.
Locking on.
Like, again, the Mandalorians are a very small faction. It'd involve making a bunch of new content, and swapping factions with the kind of mechanics that we're trying to do is a lot more than just swapping factions. Like, it would involve basically remaking entire factions twice every release and changing a bunch of stuff on the back end. And, like, not only just like, we have a fuck ton of factions that we're already working on between the 3 mods we've announced. So it'll take a long time before we've even finished the factions that we want to make for the core mod, let alone any possibility of like swapping out one of them in a sub mod. Like, we've got the Hapens to do, we've got the Huts to do, we've got the Chiss to do, we've got the Yuzon Vong to do, the Siruvi to do. We've still got a lot of differentiation to do with the New Republic, or with the various Imperial factions. We've got all the government mechanics to do for everyone, and those get baked pretty heavily into the system. So then if we have stuff that gets removed, then we have to do that separately twice, and then anytime we do a new update, we have to update the submods, which means remaking those factions again. But we're also doing stuff for the Huts, the Republic, and the CIS in Fall of the Republic. Then we also have the all the factions for Revan's Revenge. Like, that, doing a submod specifically to replace factions is not something that we would officially be doing within the team. That would be way too much work, and there's already a bunch of stuff we're working on.
Commander, they're hitting us.
Sirius is asking, is the Maelstrom coming in the future to Fallen Republic? Yes, that is one of the higher priority things to make a design for. Just kind of picking away at these guys.
Moving into position. Reporting. Attack.
Alright, we can start focusing on the goal a little bit more now.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Locking on.
You just had your call is important to us, picking away at the goal and the whole map. It's a bit difficult for it to hit it from this angle. I guess the collision mesh is too narrow there. So it's just been missing that entire time. But coming from this side should be a bit more feasible. Alright, we really need to kill these Marauders as well.
Intercepting.
Will the CSA get the Maelstrom? No.
I'm on them.
This has cost us more than I would have liked as well.
Target locked.
What is the Maelstrom? It's a pretty obscure Republic battlecruiser from the Clone Wars. It's just text mentions in places with some slight descriptions. It's never had an official depiction. So a lot of people wouldn't have been exposed to it.
I have them now.
Awaiting orders. Fire at will.
Eliminating target. I'm on them.
Yeah, we'll have to look at the collision mesh for the Golan. It seems like the bones are outside of it in a lot of places.
Heavy destroyer stands ready.
Target locked.
Thrawn would approve.
Coming around.
Are you and the team thinking about starting playtesting this Friday? I mean, there's one major thing that needs to happen before we start shipping it off to the testers. But some of the testing is internally already underway with devs, so maybe.
Awaiting your orders.
Darwin, right now, multiplayer Galactic Conquest is not supported at all. If we do multiplayer Galactic Conquest, then it'd be as a standalone submod, because it involves removing most of the functions in the mod.
I've got them in my sights. Coming back around for another run.
So, no time soon.
We are victorious.
Could you add another resource like Durasteel or Duranium? Industrial parts was originally going to be Durasteel, but we made it industrial parts because it's a bit more universal. We don't want to have too many resources that are too specific unless they're serving a specific purpose. So just throwing it in for the sake of having it there, we don't really need more of those. There'll be some stuff like Bacta that serves a purpose in specific storylines that'll be turned on sometimes, but that's industrial parts already stands in for Durasteel. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Empire of the Hand. We are about to start recording some New Republic episodes, so we're going to keep going here on Twitch for those on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series so far, and hope to see you next time. Bye. Actually got multiplayer GC to work without a DC, no matter what I do, I always had issues. No, like multiplayer in Empire at War is still finicky as fuck. And part of the reason that it's so much work to do any multiplayer GC stuff and why we don't do it really is because it involves cutting most of the features of the mod for any semblance of stability and to even have it function. That's why we have to tell people if they want to play multiplayer GC with Thrawn's Revenge, you have to go back to 2.3.3 right now. But we're gonna save here, and then we're gonna jump over to the New Republic playthrough.